Kadarius Toney, who we talked about beginning of preseason or beginning of training camp, playing running back, playing receiver. Since then, he's been hurt. Since he came back from the injury, he's now, barely playing with the ones. And yesterday when the depth chart came out, Kadarius Toney was, at first I didn't see him. I was like, wait, did we cut him? Because I didn't see him. And then I looked, kept going, and he was the 10th man on the wide receiver depth chart. So it seems it seems like things aren't working out as we thought at the beginning of training camp. Although we were kind of excited at the beginning of training camp, but looks like that excitement's kind of wavered. But JD, when you see this, when he's buried, and I know it's the initial depth chart, but I'm curious what you think about the initial depth chart since you played in the NFL for so long. But do you think this is the end is near for Kadarius Toney in Kansas City after seeing him so far down on the depth chart?
So I haven't seen the depth chart, man, but I think it is just unfortunate that he continues to get hurt. And like I said, no fault of his own, man. It's just these injuries just kind of stack up. And so a guy that's very talented, anytime something like this happens, it just puts you behind 8 ball. It does. I don't know where this thing is going to go. Is he going to be someone who's healthy enough to play the 3 preseason games and then make a choice, the decision on him? But it's man, I hate seeing this. I really do. Because it was a bright spot. I think everybody was talking like, oh, we're utilizing him. We put him in the backfield. We can do this, all these different things and these possibilities. And all of a sudden, just kind of gets hindered with the injuries, man. So I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not going to speculate, but it's not good news being that far on the depth chart. And so you got to be spectacular on everything that you do to move up. So
yeah,
that's why I'm at.
And the fact that, he was rotating with running backs, was rotating with receivers, and he has the injury, and that's been kind of things kind of plagued him throughout his career so far with New York, and then us and the whole shady business behind him being out in the Super Bowl. He was injured. He said he wasn't injured. Then he was injured. And then today he wasn't practicing. Andre Chenault, somebody in our chat who was at practice yesterday, so he was carted off again yesterday, but it was a precautionary carted off, is what they said. But I mean, when you see that and you see him buried at the depth chart, it's there's a lot there. There's a lot of things there, and we traded Amir Smith-Marset last year for a 7th round pick. Toney does have some talent. Maybe some team out there may want to take a flyer on him, but I don't know.
I tell you, man, when you have injuries stacking up, some people just they try to avoid you like the plague. I'm telling you. So I don't know, but. Yeah, hard to hear that. So.
How much do you take away from the depth chart with 90 man right now? There's been no cuts, right? But how much do you take away from the initial depth chart?
I mean, at this moment, you know who the starters are going to be pretty much, and maybe your 2. Other than that, all the other guys after that, man, is pretty much kind of speculation. There's gonna be some shocks of guys not making it. Okay, I just want to get people prepared, really, of a name yeah, it happens every year. It happens every single year. But I do believe the Chiefs are going to keep their core guys together. Okay, unless the guy's just messing up and you just can't get it right, I don't see them moving on from particular guys. So I don't put any stock into it right now. Let's wait till Saturday. Then we can have a better assessment on seeing how things work with guys. So,
and my question to you is, if he's deemed as injured on Saturday, does that not bode well for him?
No, they don't bode for anybody. I don't care if anybody goes out there and screws up. They ain't gonna bode well for him. So,
no, I'm saying if he doesn't play at all, if he
don't play at all. Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, unless he's just injured. If he's injured, yeah, I mean, he can't play. So they may just regulate and say, okay, precautionary. We'll wait till the last 2 games. That's what it's going to be. Stu, no, go Bucks. No, Stu. No, Stu says, yeah, great show tonight. I got to go Bucks. Nah. Okay, now you're a Bucks fan? Thought you were a Philly guy. You New Jersey guy, Stu. Come on now. Malibu Stu. Come on. No better than that. All right? Chiefs all day, baby. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, yeah. So, but okay, let's say he doesn't play because he's got the ankle and he's battling the ankle and back injury. Appreciate their anonymous Mango, but yeah, he has the ankle and back injury. That's 2 of the things he's battling right now.
Ankle and back. You got an ankle and back injury? Lord have mercy.
Battling a few things there. But yeah, if he doesn't play because of injury, I feel like that has to impact him. I know injury, you can't play when you're injured, but that also that's factor into the history of Tony just having injuries all the time. We're talking about availability.
Best ability is availability, and so they say it all the time. You can't make the club in the tub, and he's been going through these little injuries, little nicks here and there, man, and that's hard. Just when you get that type of that reputation, it's tough. So.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but it's the NFL, and we have we have a talented roster and a talented wide receiver room. So
right, that's how it works. I really do.
With the new kickoff rules, Mike Brennan asked, right? I'm looking at you guys' chat too.
Yeah.
Kickoff rules. You have to announce correct me if I'm wrong, but you have to announce your intent to do an onside kick. Right?
Absolutely, yes.
So then that was a possibility. I'm pretty sure it's still legal. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can kick it off the block for a kickoff and try to bounce it, right?
Correct.
But I'm pretty sure you can still do a drop kick on a kickoff. Is that correct?
I don't know. That's I had to look over and see.
So the reason why let's assume that it is, right?
Okay, yeah.
He can do it, or you have someone else do it. If you look at a rugby kickoff, right? All kickoffs are a drop kick. So that means a lot of them, any kicker for a top team in college can do this, right? LRZ, top of his game, can definitely do it. But you drop it, you hang it up high, it's going to go exactly 12 yards if you want it to. It can go exactly 20 yards, it can go exactly 15 yards, and it'll be outside the hash where it's going to be two guys that can, 2 or 3 guys that can get to it from there. So you either have a rugby player come in and kick that in a last second scenario, or LRZ's actual skill set is being able to get up for the ball. Right, so there are plays in rugby where you literally kick pass it to the end zone for a try. You can find him doing this where the ball comes out across, spins across. The guy first receiver catches the ball, kicks it cross field high, and he's going up and getting it at the highest point, full extension, going up and getting it for the score, or on a short kickoff, getting up, batting it back so his team can grab it. Those are all rugby concepts that I think, in the new kickoff rules could be translated very, very well. Whether it's off the block, you just have to get it to bounce high. So if you can get it high in 12 yards, look at some rugby guys to get ideas in terms of how to contest onside kicks and win it back, because everybody's way closer. Now, if you can win that, if you can win it, then you're like at the 35-yard line.
So Kathy said it before I did. I'm skeptical the ball being different may make the difference, and so because the rugby ball, it's a little bit more bigger, it has a little bit more inflation. Like Marcus bring that thing up, has a little bit more bounce.
The sweet spot is definitely bigger on a rugby ball than it is a football.
Right.
It's just the mechanics of it. But we're talking professionals, right? We're not talking Joe Schmo doing the drop kick. And from experience, when you're playing on turf or perfect grass that NFL fields provide, the bounce is consistent every single time, and so you can train for it, right? Rugby a lot of times is played on a wet muddy ground at the amateur levels, and you're still getting guys who are hanging it up, 30 yards in the air, and it comes down 12 yards down. And that's function of the rugby ball, but you tell somebody hey, you have to be able to perform this to a professional athlete, or you're axed. I'll bet good money that guy's he's gonna figure out how to do it.
Yeah, very, very intriguing. Very intriguing.
For clarity, yes, a drop kick is legal in the NFL and can be used for field goal conversions and kickoffs. So
okay.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.